org. We have some special guests with us today. This evening in 1925, we have Orville Wright, who with his brother Wilbur made the first ever powered flights by man, and with him is his sister Catherine, who was very instrumental in promoting their aircraft throughout the world. Now, Orville is not quite here yet, so please welcome Katharine Wright.
Thank you. It's so nice. Excuse me? Thank you so much for being here tonight. It's a privilege to see you, and Orville and I were so excited to have you invite us here. And now, as you heard, Orville is running a little late. He's riding an airplane in a friend, hopping a flight in with his friend, and due to the strong winds, he's running a bit late, but he should be able to arrive momentarily, and we'll just wait. Oh, there he is now. Welcome.
Thank you. I apologize for being late. A friend of mine flew me in an open cockpit plane, and a lot of headwinds we ran into. It slowed us down, and the landing was a little bumpy too. It had been a while since they mowed the grass, but we obviously arrived safely. And so again, I apologize for holding you up, and Catherine, you can take over as usual.
Yes, I'm the talkative one. We don't have any prepared speeches, but we understand you have questions for us. And we like to be organized, so we've asked that those questions be numbered, and I'm told that that has been done. So we will take them in order. Now, when your number is called, if you would stand up and give us your name so we could become a little more acquainted with each other. Tell us which one of us you want to ask the question to, and then ask the question, and we will try to answer it.
Leanne. Leanne, now when did we first, wants to know when we first flew under power? Well, Leanne, it was in 1903, and that same Charlie Taylor, although he didn't get along with our sister, was a good mechanic, bicycle mechanic, and he built us a 12-horsepower engine. And so we built a biplane that could hold that, and we took it out to Kitty Hawk and assembled it there. And we built a ramp that went down a sand dune, and we would put the airplane at the top of the ramp, and when we let go, it would go down the ramp and pick up speed, so it would help in case there wasn't quite enough wind, help to get airborne. And if Wilbur was flying, I would run alongside and hold the wing to steady it as it went down the ramp. Well, we were there in December of 1903, and we flipped a coin, and Wilbur won, and so he got to fly that day. Well, he got the engine going and everything, and it got airborne for about 100 feet. Leanne, is it? Leanne, about 100 feet, and then into the sand. And so tried again, went a few feet more, tried a few more, and that was about it for that day. Well, then on December 17th, which is a historic day, you'll find out, December 17th, 1903, it was my turn. So we went back out there again, and I had the same luck, about 100 feet. Second run, about 100 feet, and I said, you know, people keep saying the third time is the real gem, so maybe the third time will be the jewel. Wasn't. But on the fourth try, Leanne, I got airborne, and I flew for a whole minute, and I flew over 900 feet. Now that is over the length of 3 football fields, and so that we considered a successful flight. Well, unfortunately, our plane that we called the Flyer was destroyed by high winds later that day and couldn't be repaired. So we shipped it back to Dayton, stored it for a while, and now it is in the Smithsonian Institute in Washington. The reason is, again, that was the first time in the history of man ever that man has flown under power. First time ever. And I'm so glad that Wilbur and I were able to be a part of that, Leanne. So,
Oh, you want to know whether my brothers flew together? Yes, they did for one time, a 6-minute flight after they received permission from father to do so, because he had made them promise not to ever fly together due to safety concerns. I took my first flight while in France. Oh, before that, I do want to add that father went up with Orville for a 7-minute flight, his first and only flight, and he seemed to enjoy it. He kept calling to Orv, "Higher, Orv, higher!" And they've reached a flying altitude of 350 feet. Okay, well, go back to me. I took my first flight in France. I wasn't the first. I was the third female to fly. The first one was Edith Berg. She was a wife of one of our sales agents. And before she went flying, she tied her skirts down around her ankles with rope for modesty sake. And her picture was taken and appeared on magazines, a fashion magazine, and it is rumored that started the fashion trend of hobble skirts. Let's see, where was I? I flew, as I said. I also tied my skirts around my ankles because I did not want my ankles to show, and heaven forbid, my legs. Well, I continued to be their social manager, and I never went back to teaching after that.